This is Naito Parkway in Portland, Oregon, and while I was visiting the city, I thought I would check out this recently constructed cycle track and traffic signals along the waterfront. So let's go on a bike tour from south to north, starting here at the intersection with Southwest Harrison Street. We've got a protected intersection, bike signal up above to cross over the light rail tracks, and we'll continue on this sidewalk level separated cycle track. Coming up now on another bike signal. This was pretty interesting because it doesn't look like a typical intersection, but that driveway on the right is fully signalized with the roadway, and so we did have to stop while they had a green light, but a brief pause and we will continue. The next two intersections coming up are with South Harbor Drive, and these are pretty good examples of signal separation at intersections to manage turn conflicts. But first, as we pull up to the stop bar, notice we have that bike signal overhead across the intersection, but we also have this near side 4-inch bike signal with a countdown timer. These are pretty cool, you see them a lot in the Netherlands. And here's that signal separation at work. So first, the left turns coming towards the camera get to go. When their light turns red, the through traffic going in our direction gets a green. We're going to get a green bike signal. The pedestrians get their walk signal, but that right turn lane is being held back by that red right turn arrow. So there are no cars turning over the cycle track or the crosswalk, and all those through movements get to go in parallel. So we'll go here in this next clip. See that red right turn arrow up above. We're free to go without any cars turning across us. Next up is this kind of complex intersection with the on-ramp onto the Hawthorne Bridge for cars. So because that's a heavy movement, that's fully signalized. When cars get a red light, we get a green bike signal to cross. And once you cross over into this median, you can either continue up into downtown with another bike signal, or make a right in the median and continue north on Naito Parkway, which is where we're going to go next. Now you'll notice that the cycle track is no longer up at sidewalk level, but down at roadway level with cars, and so we have this low concrete barrier separating bikes and vehicles. It's enough to keep cars out generally, but if an emergency vehicle does have to hop it, they can do so. I visited Portland back in 2019 when this was still kind of a quick build project with just flex posts, so this is an improvement to see an actual hard barrier between the different travel modes here. Here at Salmon Street, we start having some bike lanes enter the Naito Parkway Cycletrack from the downtown side. It's only painted here, but notice how we're between the left turn lane and right turn lane for cars, so technically there are no turn conflicts, but check out how the bike signal turns green just a few seconds before cars, so we can get a head start and not feel like we're threading the needle once the lights turn green and get into the cycle track. Coming up on the left in the roadway median is Mill Ends Park. It's that one little tree, the smallest park in the country. Before the road was reconstructed, it was just kind of hanging out in the middle of the asphalt, but now there's a nice pedestrian median to wait in and admire the park. Now you'll notice a lot of these traffic signals we're passing through don't have bike signals. And that's because of these pedestrian medians, which allow people to cross the cycle track unsignalized, so just look for a gap and go. And then when you get to the median, press the button and wait for the signal to cross just the vehicular portion of the roadway. Once your medians are at least 6 feet wide, you can use them as waiting areas, and this helps keep the cycle track flowing freely without needing to stop for signals all the time. On the day that I filmed this, City Fair was happening in the waterfront park, so you'll notice some interesting operations here and there, such as that police car. You'll see some pedestrians walking in the cycle track up ahead because the sidewalk was closed off. But here's the thing, the cycle track is wide enough that even with these minor inconveniences, it still functions just fine as a transportation corridor. Pedestrians and bikes have this really great ability to negotiate space with one another through eye contact and body movement cues that's just not possible when you're behind the wheel of a car. Up here at Southwest Oak Street, we've been seeing it all along the corridor, but we have those pedestrian median islands, we have this big green entry and exit area for bikes to get into and out of the Naito Parkway Cycletrack, and these near side bike signals, and a bike lane heading into downtown. As we approach the next traffic signal, notice how the roadway widens out here and we don't have the pedestrian median island. So we see our first bike signal in quite a while because this pedestrian crossing is fully signalized across both the vehicle lanes and the cycle track, so we're waiting here while the people cross.
Filled with the pleasure principle and circumference of my foot.
Coming up on the end of the Naito Parkway improvements here, we're going to hop up onto a sidewalk level cycle track as the road widens out to provide a right turn lane up onto the steel bridge. Now the cool thing about right turn lanes is that they can be fully signal separated with bike lanes. So the people in front of me are going to roll into the detection zone. That's going to turn that right turn signal red. Pretty snappy signal here, and then we're going to get our green bike signal to cross the on-ramp with no turning conflicts from cars. So that's it for the improved section. This is some older work up Naito Parkway, but what a great improvement over the last time I was here. It's getting some good use out of it. Thanks, Portland.